Testing, testing. There we go. I think we have audio. Alrighty. I think we're good to go. Somebody let me know if we can hear me or not, hopefully. Good to go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, do apologize for all of that. I am not in the office today. Um, we'll be back in the office either tomorrow or Tuesday morning. We'll start filming back out of there. So I do apologize. Apologize for missing yesterday's show. I had some family issues to tend to with my family. I do appreciate all the thoughts and prayers and texts and posts from everybody. But Cappers Nation Live Sunday Game Day Edition. Let's get this started all over again. Toronto European in the house. Good morning, Kathy Savage, and Gary. Thank you. Ruben, thanks for joining us. Jonathan, Greg, everybody else. Glad to have everybody here. Better late than never, anyways. Better late than never. We're somehow here. Gonna get this show on the road. Square 707 Kip. Good morning as well. Glad to have everybody. Hopefully the stream does not crash on us. Did the full recap. DJ Wavy, good morning. Thank you. I appreciate you the kind post you made the other day as well. Funny, a lot of haters coming out of the woodworks as of late. That's always interesting when that one happens. Love it though. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Some people lacking some common sense lately, but hey, it's okay. Lack of oxygen will do that to you. Nonetheless, we've got college basketball starting in just 34 minutes. Super excited to get back to filming in a daily routine. Definitely takes your mind off things and keeps you in the right frame of mind. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Hold on 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 quick second. Alrighty, we are back. Trying to run everything from the MacBook Pro gets interesting. I love it. Responding to somebody trying to threaten us because they said guaranteed Saturday, not yesterday, but last week lost. But we all know, Aaron D, if you're watching, don't be a moron, all right? Don't be a moron. Guaranteed Saturday, last Saturday, was a nice big winner, all right? Everybody knows we hammered Kansas. They absolutely murdered Oklahoma, if you guys remember. Monster second half. But anyways, we are back nonetheless. There's always going to be the haters and trolls, yet they still won our games for some strange reason. But anyways. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to go post on a Discord that we robbed him because Guaranteed Saturday won, but he says it lost. But we all know last week what the real case was. But anyways, we did drop Guaranteed Saturday yesterday. I don't know what the hell happened with Murray State yesterday. Not sure what the heck happened with them yesterday. Gary, I do agree with you right there. Matt, I do like Minnesota off the top, but the fact is they've been struggling as of late. And I mean, obviously, their opponent today, not the best when it comes to quality of opponent. However, Minnesota is on the road, and it's definitely a big factor in the equation. And the fact that it's a lot of it to me is what are you doing now? Obviously, Big Ten conference play, anywhere in conference play really. But when you start getting into the nitty gritty of conference play, and you've got 4 or 5 games left, and you're trying to get seeding going into your conference tournament, it's about what you're doing now. And obviously, Northwestern take the what you're doing now out of the equation, but the one that you got to look at is Minnesota dropping 5 out of their last 6 games. But we'll definitely break down that game. We'll definitely break down that one, and we'll dive deep into that game, and we'll do it first as well. Or actually, we'll do that one in a little bit because I know that one starts at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So, but I definitely will hit that one. Yeah, Ruben, definitely. FC will take care of all you guys. FC will definitely take care of all you guys. He always does. I didn't get to watch the UFC yesterday, but I did. I did hear he got choked out in the first, I believe, on the max fight pick. After winning 11, I think it was 11 or 12 straight max fight picks. He's dropped the last 4, but 2 out of those 4 were pretty disastrous, bad beats. A horrible decision with the judge not even looking at watching the fight, and the other one, Diego Sanchez last week, taking the DQ. That was pretty awful. That was definitely a pretty awful, tough loss. I love the people that send me emails or tweet out to me only when they lose and blame me for it. Like, hey, I'm first of all not making the pick or the judge. That's for sure. Or in the ring, octagon. Yeah, the fight was good for my. I saw the replay of it. I didn't watch the fight last night, but I did watch the replay of it. Jeff says Minnesota is done. We'll take a look at that game. We'll dive into that one. Dan says guaranteed plays have been rough last couple weeks. Well, last time I checked, college basketball game of the year was a winner. My game of the week was a winner. Last week, my game of the week was a winner. This week, guaranteed Saturday was a winner last week. We dropped a Sunday play, which we hadn't had in over a month, as well as we dropped guaranteed Saturday yesterday. So, Dan, to say guaranteed plays have been rough the last couple of weeks, I'm going to disagree with you. Oh, you want to add in the Super Bowl guaranteed Saturday before that, my game of the week before that, which was a winner. NFL game of the year not long before that. So to say the guaranteed plays have been rough the last couple weeks, I do disagree. That I do disagree. But remember, when betting the UFC, everybody's got a fighter's chance. Everybody's got that punching chance when it comes to the UFC. So bet accordingly. Danny, I saw him the first day. Unfortunately, family emergency. I missed yesterday and missing today as well. I choose to I mean, I might go over there for the ending. I think Kevin Hart's speaking at the very end. We'll see. Um, I know they're having some big surprise first thing this morning, and unfortunately, I'm missing out on that one. Um, but chose to be with family yesterday, and then obviously this morning, and then I'll be with them again as soon as we're done live. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start breaking down a couple games for you guys. Um, some early action this morning. Take a look at a couple of the early games, and then we'll move on to some of the little bit later games. Give me 1 second, just popping up all of that stuff. Bear with me, working on a much smaller screen than when we're in the office, and working on two big old iMac Pros. So bear with me just a second while I get everything up and running. This morning, a couple early games. American University, Boston U, which you guys all know that we've made some great money on this year. Penn State, a 1 point favorite against Indiana on the road, obviously. Bucknell and Lehigh, Temple and ECU, Milwaukee and Detroit at 10, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Rutgers in Wisconsin, Wichita State and Cincinnati. Definitely going to be some quality games today on a not big board day. When you first take a look at the games, there's a lot that stands out as not very attractive. Hold on 1 second, folks. Alrighty, guys. So we're going to jump in a couple of the early games for you guys, and then we'll move on. First one that we're going to do, we're going to jump into the Penn State Indiana game. It'll be the first one that we touch. They're at Assembly Hall. Going to be taking place here in just 24 minutes. See if we can't bust through a handful of these ones. That way we can get through as many as we can as fast as possible. If for some reason the audio goes out or screen gets frozen, please do post in the comment section. Let me know. Jeff, my personal plays, no. Personal plays are all later, and they'll be coming out as soon as the live show is done. My first personal play does not go off until 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 here. So not for another 2.5 hours. Bernard, when will if you purchase Guaranteed Saturday, you'll get the next Guaranteed Saturday play as part of what the package that you purchased is what you'll get the next one for free. Matt says South Dakota State is playing South Dakota today. That should be a good one. That should be a quality game. South Dakota State looking for some revenge. Matt says South Dakota State's been a big moneymaker against the spread this year. That they have, but just proceed with caution on that game. And if we have time to break down that game, a lot of you guys know I've made a lot of money on South Dakota State. Jan, personal plays, 3 days, $99. Same thing with premiums. There's other packages. The longer you go, the cheaper that it gets. Thanks, Jeff, for posting that. And they're running a promotion today that if you purchase the 3 days for $99, you'll get the big Sunday guaranteed play, which is in the NBA today, absolutely free. So taking a look at the Nittany Lions, guys. Before we do that, let's take a look at the odds on it. Indiana actually opened up as the 1 point favorite. The line is completely flip-flopped to Penn State laying 1, and that line is on the move with some money coming in on Penn State early this morning. Flip the line to -1. It's all the way anywhere depending from 1 to 1.5, depending on where you're betting. 5 Dimes has them at 1. The Westgate at 1.5, MGM at 1.5. Take a look at the Bet MGM app because that one's always different and than what you find here if you walk into the casino, which is kind of rather odd if you ask me. Same company, but different odds from the mobile app to in the actual book. It's actually minus 1.5 online right now as well. BetDSI, Caesars, and Station Property still at 1. Bovada just bumped it to 2. Total opened up at 143. It's still hovering around 143 itself. Penn State guys, they're coming off their big loss to the Fighting Illini on Tuesday, where they lost 62-56. Before that, they rattled off 8 straight wins: Ohio State, Michigan, Indiana, Nebraska, Michigan State, Minnesota, Purdue, and Northwestern. Anybody who was in Penn State's way, they were pretty much dismantling, and they were getting some jobs done, fairly easy. Beating Northwestern by 16, beating Purdue by 12, beating Minnesota. That was a close one by 6. Michigan State was a 5-point victory as well, but they definitely had some big ones. 15-point win over Indiana, and then they ran into the Fighting Illini. They ended up losing. So here they are, guys. They've already beat Indiana once this year, beat them on their own home court. But, they're not playing at home today. So, one thing that you got to take a look at, how does Penn State play on the road? Okay. First of all, obviously, 10-5 in conference play in the Big Ten. They're 20-6 on the year. And, of those losses, 3 are on the road, 1 neutral site game. So 4 of their 6 losses are away from the Bryce Jordan Center. But you got to take a look at, what they're doing now, and do they have any big key wins, and do they have the capability to win on the road, especially in tough games? And I'd say yes, they do. They beat Purdue 88-76. They beat Michigan State 75-70. They also beat Michigan 72-63, all on the road, but they have struggled losing to Minnesota and Rutgers on the road. They lost by over 30 points to Ohio State earlier in the year, as well as a neutral site loss to Mississippi. And, so they definitely have the capability to win on the road. They're going up against the Indiana Hoosiers team, who's been struggling as of late. And here it is. What have you been doing now for me? Well, they've lost 5 out of their last 7 games, losing to Maryland. They lost to Penn State, as we already discussed. They lost to Ohio State, Purdue, Iowa, Michigan. They just beat up Minnesota. They have turned around after losing 4 straight. They've won 2 out of their last 3 against Iowa and Minnesota. Their only loss coming by way of Michigan, who pummeled them on the road. Taking a look at, what they do at home, the Assembly Hall, it's got a home court ranking of 3.6, which makes it, the 72nd toughest place to play in Division I. So you're going to give a point and a half, or you're going to give a point and a half, maybe 2 points, for a home court advantage. And you got to take a look, can they win big at home, especially in close games? They beat Minnesota at home. They beat Minnesota on the road. They beat Iowa at home, beat them by 12. Pretty much shocking everybody in that one. They beat Michigan State 67-63 in a big upset over there. They had a home win against Ohio State, who absolutely pummeled Penn State earlier in the year. They also have home wins against Northwestern. They beat Nebraska in OT, Florida State, South Dakota State, Louisiana Tech. And to start the season, they went 8-0 at home. 8-0 at home. A lot of those were gimme warm-up games, for what they were going to see in the Big Ten Conference. But, they definitely are a team that loves playing at home. And I think we'll see it today. Archie Miller's program, winning 2 out of their last 3. They're definitely looking for a big win against Penn State today. Take a look at both teams side by side. First of all, when you're going to compare, offenses, the offensive numbers based on adjusted efficiencies are very similar. Okay, they both are, subpar, free throw shooting teams. Both are okay and decent knocking down three-pointers, but they're still below the Division I average. Both teams are. Offensive rebounding, a slight edge towards Indiana when it comes to that aspect. Pace of play, Penn State's the faster program. Penn State's on average the faster paced offense. Turnover percentage, both are low, but Penn State's got a slight advantage on it. Offensive numbers are very, very, very similar. When it comes to defense, I'd say there's a slight edge on defense to Penn State as well. But taking a look at Penn State guys on offense, hitting 50.9% from the field, 33.2% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk are getting in the hoop. 69% free throw shooting team as well. Taking a look at Indiana guys, hitting 50% from the field, converting 32.3% of all their 3-point attempts, 50.7% of all their 2-point plays, and a 68% free throw shooting team. Offensive rebounding. This is where Indiana comes in with a big advantage. Indiana hitting or converting 33.2% of all their rebounds or offensive rebounds, giving them second and third opportunities. Whereas Penn State's been struggling just 25.6% in conference play rebounding numbers. When it comes to two-foul participation, both teams are neck and neck. Both participate just a smidge, just under 14% for Indiana, 16% for Penn State. Both go to the bench for over 35% of their total minutes. Both go to the bench exceptionally well. Height advantage, there's definitely over an inch height advantage for every player coming out of Indiana on average. Both rely on different aspects of their game to put points up on the board. Penn State relies on that three ball for 31.6% of their total points. Okay. Whereas, in that same category, Indiana's just at 22%. However, Indiana's averaging 22% of their total points from the charity stripe, whereas Penn State's in the 17th percentile. As far as this one goes, as far as the side on this one goes, we actually have a play on the side, but I do have a lean on the total. Obviously, I'm not going to give you all of our paid plays because that's not fair to our clients, but I don't mind breaking down games that we've got plays on. And but as far as the total on this one, the total being 143, I think the total has the making to be an extremely close total. I know the last time they played, it went way under. I think we see a lot of defense. We've got two quality defensive programs in Penn State and Indiana. Penn State come in with the 18th best defense in all of the Division I based on adjusted efficiencies. Indiana coming in with the 49th. So both teams holding the other team to under 50% shooting. Penn State holding the other teams to just 45% from the field, 48 from Indiana. Both teams struggle from the charity stripe. So for this one, as far as a lean goes, I do lean towards the under on this one. And if I was a betting man, which I am, first I don't have any money on the total, but Five Dimes has it at 143.5. The stations here in Vegas has it at 143.5. As well as Bet DSI at 143.5 as well. So if I was going to do anything on this one, I do lean towards the under on the Penn State game, guys. Under 143.5 as a lean. And remember, anybody that jumps on board any package over $99 today will get our big Sunday guaranteed play, which is in the NBA. You'll get that absolutely free as part of a little promotion that they're running. Announced in Friday's video. Forgot to announce it when we went live on Friday because we were live for such a short period of time. But anybody that wanted our system plays, our Major League Baseball system plays, it's $1,500 for the entire season. That's what they sold for last year, which was actually way down from the year before that. It's $1,500 for the entire season, or $400 per week. Obviously, baseball season is a very long season, so it's beneficial to be on board for the season. However, they are running the early bird special because I had a lot of people ask about the early bird special. Early bird special is 33% off. It's just $1,000. Hold on one second. All right. So, I'm going to get another game day breakdown rolling for you guys. Thomas, what's going on? Chido, good morning. Vincent, good morning. Bernard says, Kyle, thank you very much. I made good money last week. And Kyle, I trust, love it. Appreciate it. All righty. So, going to get another college basketball game day breakdown rolling. Next one that we're going to touch. Patsy Keaton, good morning. Killer K, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Guys, if you're new to our YouTube channel, first of all, do hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do apologize for going live a little bit later in the day today, but make sure you hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content. Alex, how long are you going to be in town down there for? Because we'll be headed down there next week. Next game that we're going to do, guys, we're going to touch on the American U and Boston University game. If I could find it and pop that sucker up for us. American at Boston University, guys. You guys know this one will be on CBS Sports Network. You guys know I love betting Boston U, but want to take a look at it first, guys. Okay, I'm going to give the disclaimer out. I don't have a play on this one. All right, it's an added extra game today. Game 307-991, 307-992. It's a game that I do not have a dollar on, but we're going to break it down. Alex, you're leaving back to LA today. Okay, have a safe trip. Definitely have a safe trip. Boston, you guys opening up as a 6.5 point favorite. They're still a 6.5 point favorite today against American. Total over and under 141.5. I do see it as low as 141 at the draft at DraftKings back east. And guys, keep in mind, Boston U lost to American back on it was in the beginning of January. It was January 4th or January 5th. They lost by 4 points. The script was flipped a little bit. Boston U was on the road. So big revenge game, and here they are laying 6.5 points for a revenge game. For Patriot League teams, some big numbers. Let's take a look at American, guys. 14-12 on the year. Let me move the live chat window over. Dustin, good morning. American 14-12 on the year, guys. Mike Brennan and his program 10-5 in conference play. They lost a lot right before conference play. I mean, they lost their first conference play game, and since then they've gone 10-4 since conference play started. Taking a look at what they've done most recently, they've won 4 out of their last 5 games, beating Navy, Army, Loyola, Maryland, and Navy a second time home and away, with their only loss coming on the road as a 4-point loss to Bucknell back on the 15th of February. And taking a look, is American capable of winning on the road? They beat Navy on the road, they beat Loyola, Maryland on the road, and they beat Army on the road. They beat Mount St. Mary's, as well as George Washington in the beginning of the season. Conference play road games. They do have 3 conference play road losses to both Lehigh, Lafayette, as well as Bucknell. Taking a look at Boston U, guys, 16-12 on the year for Joe Jones's program. They're 10-5 in conference play. They've lost 2 out of their last 3 games after having a 5-game win streak over Holy Cross, Loyola, Maryland, Bucknell, Army, in that second home meeting against Holy Cross. They dropped 2 out of their last 3 games. They lost to Colgate and Lafayette with a win over Navy mixed in the middle there. Their last loss coming this past Wednesday against Lafayette, where they lost by 2 points on the road. They do play at the Cates Gym. It's a very small place, guys. Holds 1,800 fans. Home court advantage score of 1.8, one of the lowest home court advantages in all of Division One. For Boston U, for the Terriers, guys, no home court advantage whatsoever. Comparing both programs side by side, first of all, Boston U comes in with an advantage when it comes to offense. As far as, the defensive numbers go, Boston U's got an advantage on D as well. But, I mean, that one's a lot smaller than their offensive advantage. Taking a look at American, guys, they hit 51% from the field, a quality shooting program. They lack offensive rebounds, and turnovers are. I mean, they're actually fairly decent, but not turning the ball over. They're 1.1% below Division One average. Believe it or not, they hit 33.7% of all their 3-point attempts. They're knocking down 51.8% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks, and they're converting 70.3% of their free throws. Quality free throw shooting team in American. They can definitely shoot the ball from anywhere on the court. Boston, excuse me, Boston, you guys hitting 52% from the field. However, their 3-point numbers definitely struggle, just 31.8% from out deep. They convert a lot of their 2-point plays, 54.3%. However, they're not the best when it comes to shooting from the charity stripe, just 66% from the free throw line, guys. Take a look at the 2-foul participation for both teams. Both participate. Boston U 18.3%, 28.4% for American. So a slight advantage for Boston, not a very big one. Height advantage. There's almost an inch height advantage on every player coming out of Boston U. Both go to the bench for over almost 30% of their total minutes. Both don't rely on free throws very much, just under 15% for Boston U and just under 17% for American. Both rely on those 2-point plays. You're going to see a lot of them. Both when it comes to time of possession, they're just a tad slower, almost a half a second slower than the Division One average. So you should definitely see some points scored in this game. As far as this game goes, obviously you guys know I love betting on Boston Boston University. They've made me a lot of money this year on certain key games. Okay, beating Navy, smashing Army, smashing Bucknell. We've timed them right. Okay, we've timed them right. This one, guys, they are revenging a loss against American, which, if you guys remember, it was their second conference play game. Which was a while ago, January 5th. They ended up losing by 4 points on the road. Here they are, they're getting them at home. But the fact that Colgate beat Boston U at home, and so did Navy. Navy beat them at home in overtime. Other than that, they got neutral site losses and away losses. They've defended their home court exceptional, with the exception of those 2 losses. They've lost 2 out of their last 4 home games. That number I don't like. So it has the making of a close game. Hold on one second, guys. So as far as this one goes, guys, I think this one stays close. I don't think 6.5 is very justified. I don't think 6.5 is justified. I know a lot of people are predicting Boston U to win and cover the spread on this one, but I think this one's got a "what are you doing now for me" aspect to it. And it's got a big feel to it. With American winning 4 out of their last 5, they do have a couple notable wins on the road. And I think 6.5 for a team that's already beat them is not enough. So I do lean towards American on this one, plus the 6.5. But again, this is just a very small lean on it. I won't have any money on that game as an early game, that's for sure. I mean, I do have money on the Penn State Indiana game. Gerald, that one bucket on the Houston was a killer. Absolutely. Anytime you've got over 232 and it ends up at 230 and there's a couple extremely low scoring quarters, and man, it really does suck. It definitely hurts. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take a look. The next game that we're going to take a look at, we're going to take a look at the Rutgers and Wisconsin game. That game goes down in an hour and 2 minutes. See if we can't go through a couple of these games for you guys. I don't know how long we'll be live today, but it seems like we've got a good connection. So, and remember, if you're not on board our big Sunday play, feel free to jump on board it. It's just $50 guaranteed to win. You get the next one free. You want a big win? There you go. And it is in the NBA today. You got to be signed up by 6 p.m. Eastern time. And if you want that game free, purchase any package over $99. Any package over $99, you'll get that game free. So if you jumped on board our big early bird special for Major League Baseball system plays, you'll get that play for free. So, or you bought 3 days of premium plays for $99, you'll get that play for free. So, a lot of ways to get it for free. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. Let me pop up this next game. All right, so next one coming up for you guys, Rutgers and Wisconsin. If you guys are looking for the game number on this one, it's game 827 and 828. 827, 828. That one is coming up for you guys right now. Give me 1 quick second. We'll have this one up and running. Thank you, Kip, for pointing that out. And if you were on last Sunday's, yes, this Sunday's is definitely in your account. Andre says, agreed, Kyle, staying off a Boston game myself. And I mean, it gets hard sometimes. Sometimes you get trapped into betting, teams and trends that you're used to continuously betting. And Boston U is one of them for me. You got to know when to pump the brakes, so to speak, when it comes to some of these teams. Trainer, thank you. I'll get that fixed. I do appreciate that. Alrighty, got it fixed. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah, like just pump the brakes and say, okay, first of all, why? William says Villanova is another. I do agree. Villanova is a team that you can definitely make some money on in certain scenarios, but they can also cost you some money as well, as we all know over the time. Alrighty, so I'm gonna move on to the next one. Michael, it should be listed by game number on 5 Dimes, I believe. On mine, it shows up by game number. And if you're looking for the game number in this one, it's 827 and 828, Rutgers in Wisconsin. And if you guys want to have access to free live odds, I mean 100% real live odds, LaGraza, what's going on, buddy? Just head over to our website, Cappers Direct, click on the odds tab, scroll down, pick if you want NBA or college basketball, and you'll have direct access to live odds, real-time live odds. Same thing that I use, and it's the best books from all around the world, both offshore here in Vegas as well as back east. And these are not scrapped XML feeds or delayed 15 minutes or 30 minutes where you're going to miss a key line movement. These are 100% real-time live odds, and it was supposed to be a subscription service, but as of right now, it's still free, and we're definitely trying to keep it that way. All right, guys. So taking a look at the odds on this one. Taking a look at the odds on this one, guys. Wisconsin opening up as a 4.5-point favorite. That line is up a half a point to 5. Total on it opened up at 122. It's down a half a point, or excuse me, it's up a half a point to 122.5. Although 5 Dimes has it at 123. Taking a look, first of all, at Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights guys, Steve Piccielli and his program, 18-9 on the year, 9-7 in conference play. They've lost 2 out of their last 3. They've won 2 out of their last 4. It's a real wish-washy program. Their second half of the year, with actually losing 4 out of their last 6 games, losing to Michigan, Maryland, Ohio State, and Michigan a second time by 8 points at home. And they have wins against Northwestern and then a big win over the Fighting Illini, which actually shocked me. And you take a look at the Scarlet Knights. Can they win on the road? Well, they've definitely struggled on the road. They've got one true road victory all year, and it was a road win against Nebraska. Other than that, they've got all red next to them when it comes to playing on the road. And here they are. They're going to be playing the Badgers guys, 16-10 on the year. They're 9-6 in conference play. They've won 3 straight, 4 out of their last 5, beating Michigan State, Ohio State, Nebraska, and a big 4-point victory at home against Purdue on Tuesday, guys, with their only loss in the month of February, back on February 5th against Minnesota. Taking a look a little more in depth at Greg Gard's program in the Big Ten Conference, guys. First of all, playing at the Kohl Center holds 17,287 fans. It's got a home court score of 3.5, which makes it the 90th toughest. You're going to give them a 1.5 advantage for playing at home. If this was a neutral site game, it would probably be Wisconsin, an opening number of 3, Wisconsin laying 3 on a neutral site game. Okay. Taking a look at both programs, when you compare them side by side, first of all, Rutgers it's not a slouch when it comes to offense or defense. Rutgers has a very quality program. Let's take a look at, offensive numbers. Wisconsin coming in with the 53rd best offense based on adjusted efficiencies in all of Division I. Rutgers coming in 77th. When it comes to defense, Rutgers comes in with the 9th best defense based on adjusted efficiency, strength of schedule, opponent strength of schedule, all of that good stuff in all of Division I. Okay, Wisconsin coming in with the 20th best defense. So, you have a top-notch defensive program in Rutgers. Going to be going up against a quality offensive program in Wisconsin. And don't let that fool you guys. Both teams can play defense here. When you take a look at Rutgers, sometimes it actually amazes me, that they are 18-9 on the year. All right, that they are 18-9 on the year. They are 9-7 and have a winning record in conference play. When you're a team that's only shooting 48% from the field, just under 30% from 3-point range, you're converting only 50.2% of all your jump shots, layups, and dunks, and you're a 65% free throw shooting team. It sometimes makes me wonder how you actually have a positive winning record. But it's things like being the 41st best offensive rebounding team in all of Division I with just under 33%. Those definitely help you. Okay, take a look at Wisconsin. They hit 49.9% from the field. Offensive rebounding, Wisconsin definitely struggles in this category at just 25%. Okay, just 25% in this category. When you're taking a look even further in depth, 48.6% of all their 2-point plays, 76.8% free throw shooting. They are an excellent free throw shooting team. Okay, you put Wisconsin on the line, and they're going to hurt you. All right, they will hurt you from the charity stripe, no doubt about it. Okay, that is a fact. 2-foul participation, both participate. More so an advantage for Rutgers as at 13%, Wisconsin just under 21%. But again, I don't see that as a huge advantage one way or another with the percentages being that close together. Point distribution, both rely on free throws for just under 17% of their total minutes played. 3-ball. Rutgers relying on the 3-ball for just 23% of their total points. 60% of their total points are all 2-point plays. Okay, this is a very big stat. They're number 5 in the country in this category. They're one of the worst 3-ball shooting teams in all of Division I, too. Let's not mistake that one. All right, hold on one second, folks. So, as far as this one goes, I like Wisconsin. I don't have a play on it. I don't have a dollar on it. But I do like Wisconsin to lay the 5 against Rutgers. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout. Okay, I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout by any means. but I think that it'll be enough for them to get the win, as well as a cover on this one. So as far as this one goes, I do lean towards Wisconsin laying the 5. As far as the total goes, on this one, I think it's priced right at 122.5. I don't think there's much value to take the under or the over in this one. So as far as this one goes, I'm off on it. Indiana opening up to a quick 5-point lead, 10-5 over Penn State, knocking down a 3-ball there. All righty. Thomas says 5.5 is a lot of points, but I'd have to be on Wisconsin at home. No doubt about it. I agree with you 100% there. All right, so we're going to take a look at another game for you guys. We're going to start bouncing around, maybe take a look at a little bit later of a game for you guys as well. All righty, so we're going to take a look at a little bit later game. We're going to take a look at 4 p.m. Eastern time game, Maryland, Ohio State. That'll be the next one that we touch on for you guys. Again, if you're new to our YouTube channel, first of all, welcome. We'll be live tomorrow. Again, we'll be live tomorrow, so do not miss out. We're actually going to go live a little bit earlier tomorrow. Or actually, no, tomorrow's Monday, so we'll be live same time tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We'll be live again tomorrow. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content. You will be notified. Also, if you haven't already done so, do us a huge favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Help get our video trending on YouTube. It definitely helps us out and get everything trending in the right direction. Hold on one second, folks. Okay, I am back. Thomas says he likes Maryland here. Okay. Well, we're going to jump into this one. I think we got another frozen screen because it's screen on. Oh, no, it's not frozen. Just looked like it. So, going to jump into this one, first of all. All right. So, let's take a look at the numbers on this. And first of all, if you're looking for the game, you're going to have to scroll down towards the bottom of the page for the regular games. 8:57, 8:58, Maryland, Ohio State. Ohio State opened as a 2.5-point favorite. They're still sitting as a 2.5-point favorite. Total opened up at 132.5, and that's exactly where it sits. All right, exactly where it sits. Haven't seen any line movement when it comes to this line on any direction. One second, folks. And again, if you're on my personal plays. If you're on my personal plays will actually be sent out here in just a little bit. Okay, if you're on my personal plays, rest assured you'll get them, and they'll be sent out here in just a little bit. As soon as we get off the live show, my personal plays will be sent out. Take a look at Maryland, guys. 22-4 on the year. They've won 9 straight games. Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana, Iowa, Rutgers, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State, and Northwestern. All wins. They're 12-3 in conference play. They're in the Big Ten, guys. They're going to be going up against the Ohio State. Don't want to insult any Buckeye fans or alum. Chris Holtmann and his program, they're 17-9 on the year, 7-8 in conference play, and they've won 2 out of their last 3. They're coming off a loss, a 9-point loss to Iowa on Thursday. Definitely looking to redeem themselves against a Maryland program that they lost by 12 points on Maryland's home court back on January 7th. So don't forget that aspect. You got that revenge factor, but I don't base my bets off of a revenge factor. You just put a little asterisk in it and keep it next to it. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right. And then we'll finish this game day breakdown in just a second, but hang tight. I don't know why that screen moved. All right. We are back, but I'm not sure why the screen went to the other screen. Okay, here we go. We got it back. Both programs. All right. When you start looking at them side by side, first of all, I can't talk today. Ohio State, quality offense. They come in with the 18th best offense based on adjusted efficiencies. Maryland coming in with the 33rd. So they're right there with them neck and neck. When it comes to defense, there's no denying Maryland's a top 5 defense based on adjusted efficiencies in all of Division One. Ohio State, another quality program, coming in 20th. You've got 2 explosive offenses as well as 2 quality defenses. Taking a look at Maryland, guys, 48.5% from the field, lackluster there. 31.8% of all their 3-point attempts go in. 49.1% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. Taking a look at free throw shooting. Maryland, they can knock them down, 74.4%. Offensive rebounds, 31%. Same exact numbers Ohio State, both quality offensive rebounding programs. Ohio State leading the charge with the offensive numbers, 52.9% from the field, converting just under 38% of all their 3-ball attempts, the 17th best 3-point shooting team in all of Division One, converting 50.2% of all their 2-point plays, as well as 73% from the charity stripe. All right, 2 foul participation. Both participate, very similar numbers, 16% for Ohio State, 15% for Maryland, so no advantage there whatsoever. Height advantage for Maryland as well. And first, when you start diving into these programs, you got to go back. Obviously, Maryland has 4 losses on the year. They're all on the road, losing to Penn State, Seton Hall, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Here they are against Ohio State, guys. They already beat them on January 7th by 12, and they're absolutely rolling as of late with a road wins over Michigan State, beating them by 7. They also beat Illinois, beating them by 9. And Indiana Northwestern, who they beat by 1 and 11 on 2 games. So, they've won 4 straight road conference games. Before that, they lost 2 straight. Actually, they lost 4 straight road games. 3 were conference play games. So as far as this one goes, Maryland can definitely win on the road. Are they capable of covering, or excuse me, getting 2.5, keeping it close, and beating Ohio State? I think the line's off. It's a lot of, in my mind, of what are you doing now for me? Ohio State. You take a look at their home court advantage. They definitely have a very big one in the Value City Arena. 3.9. It's the 36th toughest place to play. Holds a little over 19,000 fans. But they have lost at home. They lost to Minnesota at home. They lost to Wisconsin at home. Those are their only 2 home losses, and they do have some big home wins, beating Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, and Nebraska. But I think they falter today. I don't have a dollar on this one, but that may change towards the end of the day. What do you guys feel on this one? But I'm liking. As a lean on this one, I am definitely liking Maryland plus the points. I like them, and I like the fact that they're getting 2.5 on the road. The only thing that scares me on this one is, Ohio State is a quality program playing at home. Other than that, if it wasn't that, it probably would have made my personal play card or the premium plays. But as far as this one goes, I do lean towards Maryland plus the 2.5. Plus the 2.5. So Dustin says money line dog. As far as money line goes on this one, you're not getting very much value in a money line bet with this one here. With the line being where it's at, you're getting plus 125. You're getting plus 125, so you're getting an extra 25%. To me, that extra 25%, I'd rather lay the $1.10 and get them at plus 2.5. That way, if you lose by a bucket, because I think this one is definitely going to be a close game. I know odds makers are predicting the exact same thing. That's why you've got the line at 2.5. So, with it being where it's at, I think the value in it is definitely taking the points. If the money line was a little juicier, then I could definitely see the other side. But definitely, I think you have to make Maryland a live dog. Indiana up by 12 early, 12 minutes, or excuse me, 8 minutes in, up by 12. Penn State ice cold, both offense and defense. All right, so with that being said, going to get you guys on a free play for today. Going to get you guys all on a free play for today. And we're going to have some fun. Put out a daily free play video a little late in the day today, but if you're not already on it, you probably should. It should be a nice big winner for everybody as well. And going to give you guys a free play that actually starts college basketball game that actually starts in 40 minutes for everybody. So give me 1 second. Going to get it up on the screen, but first, just need to double check the odds on it, make sure nothing has changed. It shouldn't have changed. Joe Jett, I think that's a very good assessment. Duke showed some flaws that I don't like, and I definitely would say a heavy lean towards Kansas to win it all, most definitely. Edo DeCoco, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Congrats on that job, buddy. All right, so nothing's changed on it, so we're good to go. Let me get that free play on the screen for you guys. Free premium play for everybody for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Free premium play, Wichita State plus the 4 against Cincinnati. We probably should have broke that one down last, but we didn't. But free premium play, Wichita State plus the 4 points. Rolling with the dog. Rolling with the dog. And if you guys want a live dog right there, there you go. We're premium play Wichita State plus the 4. However, if you guys want a little lean, definitely I'd say a lean on Wichita State on the money line at plus 160 and make them a live dog. I think they're definitely a live money line dog. But again, free official premium play Wichita State plus the 4. All right, folks. So we are gonna get out of here. Enjoy that free play today. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with me while we do this from home today. And we'll try and have a good day today. Premium plays had a nice big 3-in-1 day yesterday. My personal plays had another winning day, going 2-in-1. Winning is winning, and I'll take 2-in-1 every day of the week if somebody wants to give it to me. But nonetheless, winning day all the way around. And it's going to be the same thing today. If you're not on board our big Sunday guaranteed play, make sure you get on board it. It's $50 guaranteed to win. You get the next one free. You have to be signed up by 6 p.m. Eastern time. However, it's one of those NBA games after 6 p.m. Eastern time. But if you want it for free, you can get that big game for free. Purchase any package over $99, and you'll get today's big game for free. All right? So 3 days premium plays or 3 days of my hot personal plays, and you'll be on your way. All right, guys? So enjoy that free play. Enjoy the other daily free play, which gave you guys a little surprise NHL treat. And let's make some money together, and let's have a good time. All right, guys? So enjoy the free plays, and always bet within your means. And we'll see you guys all live tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Take it easy, guys. Have a